Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast. I would like to thank you for joining me. And on today, we have a few topics of discussion. My first topic, I want to speak to my young people, my young 20s, early 30s. I think a lot of times, us as parents, I've said this before, but let me break it down a little bit. I'm talking about our young 20s. I'm talking, when you move out of your home, to your mom and your daddy's home and things like that, and, you begin to get on your own 2 feet and stuff like that. It seems like you know everything, or you should be in position. It seems like, you're not allowed to make mistakes, but let's be honest, that's when you're supposed to. Lord knows we hate it. And we try to keep you from making those mistakes. And then that's when, when the parents and the young people get into it, because it seems as, us as parents, we tell you, don't do that. You do that anyway. Then when you do it, then it's like, bail me out. Now, the reason I'm saying, this is because stop expecting 20-year-olds to give you 40-year-old wisdom. And I'll always say 20-year-olds, stop expecting 40-year-old results from 20-year-olds. A lot of, with 20-year-olds, man, I know they know everything, you know what I'm saying? You tell them something, they want to try to find another way. They don't want to do it the way you're saying, or they don't want the advice that you're giving. You might find a lot of times that younger people, or, listen to younger people instead of listening to, the wisdom of their parents, or family members. So what I'm saying is, in the 20s, man, y'all don't know everything. You're getting to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, you are just forming as a person. There's rent, there's, social, situations, there's, dealing with family. That you are, in your 20s, you are becoming an adult. I know by age, we'll say by this age you're an adult, by that age you're an adult, but when you're getting out on your own, when you're getting your own, you are really just, getting to the point of the responsibility of maturity. And the problem is, as us as older folk, a lot of times we give you a hard time. We tell you should have knew better, you should have done, this differently, or whatever the case may be. But I want you younger people, you younger 20s to understand that that's when you are becoming an adult. So stop thinking that whatever you're doing now, 10 years from now, that's going to be the status quo, because it's not. Maturity is going to, as you begin to mature, as you begin to not make the same mistakes as you get older, as, you start thinking differently. What I was getting me is a lot of young people are starting to think that the way they're thinking now is going to work later on down the line. Now, somebody should be, informing the young people that no. I told my kids, I said, whatever you doing now, I said, by the time, you in your 30s somewhere, you're going to be like, I said that? That's what I thought? So with wisdom, at this age of 51, a lot of times, man, the young people need to be told that, instead of always, going down their throat or giving them a hard time, just, start expecting them to make the mistakes and start knowing that, okay, you know what, this is new to them, or they have to grow, because we as parents forget a lot of times what we did to our parents. Okay? So stop expecting our young 20s to figure it all out in their 20s. That's why I told my youngins, do not be coming to me until, you in them 30s somewhere because I'm in love. I'm in love. Well, sometimes that may be the case, but that don't mean you need to be getting married off quick and fast. Now, for some people that they do, and it works. I'm not saying, but I have a thing that I've taught my kids, and I tell any young person, get on your feet first and then bring someone in. A lot of times, man, we're going to build this together. We're going to build this together. See, you're building together, but you're also forgetting you're growing together. See, that's why in your young 20s, man, you need to be, out and about, finding the world, going after the world, man. Instead, you're with one person and you're acting like you're married, and you know what I'm saying? And you're killing, let's say your surroundings. You're keeping like tunnel vision. You're only on one goal. When you're young and in your 20s, man, there's so much more. But instead, man, well, my mom and my daddy know. How about you find out who you are? And, this is for male and female. And then, you know what I'm saying? Once you find out who you are, then bring someone in. That's a lot of the times the pain and the anger and the things that you go through because you're with someone at an early age and you are just getting into your maturity. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's just the first one, man. Young people, we got to make sure that our young people understand this because I know that's why a lot of parents and, young people don't get along, man, because it's just like, oh, I told you better, you know better. No, they're going to make those mistakes. All right? Now, I was looking at, it was the NBC World News. I forgot the name of it, the one with Lester Holt. And they've been talking about all week long, they've been talking about the racism in the military for Latinos and Hispanics, and they had the one man there. They showed a few where they did everything they were supposed to do in the military, but they would not let them move forward. They would not give them high ranking. They would not. You understand what I'm saying? They weren't allowed. So, like I said, it was racism. Because of their heritage, and they put a they put a man of Hispanic origin in the position to help solve that problem. You understand what I'm saying? So when he was asked, did racism play a part in you not getting your rankings in the military, he paused and he worded it differently. Okay, when he paused and he worded it differently, he pretty much, like I always say, he punked out, because if he would have said yes, that's the case, it was racism, and I was a good soldier, did everything that I was supposed to do, but because of racism, he would have lost that position. See, that's why you don't hear people of color, okay, say, yes, racism played a part. You understand what I'm saying? With me not, or why it took so long for this to happen, when the people that are controlling the racism give you the position, you cannot speak on that racism. I did not know that. That's why you don't hear, just like Kamala Harris or the punk ass lieutenant governor here in North Carolina, you will not hear them say, because if they do that, then guess what? We don't need you. They put you in that position to deny. That's why they're not there to represent you, everybody. But the reason that's why I'm on this, because when the oppressor gives you this position, now you can't point your finger at the oppressor and tell them it was your fault. It was your system, because then they say, I put you in that position so you wouldn't say that. Now get out of position. So that's why he didn't say what it really was. That's why I don't want a position from the oppressor. Don't put me in position to represent my people. The only thing you're going to allow me to do is your agenda. Do you think Vice President, Harris is in there to change anything? No, she's there for agenda, to do what the white president tells her to do. Right? She can talk back all she wants to. But guess what? So, as we move on, I was, talking to my youngest son today, and I didn't get a chance to discuss what, a lot of times I talk to my kids, I get this, something hits me like, pow, wow, oh, man. Why, and I hit on some of this last week, why do you think they did Black Wall Street? Just a question. I haven't read a book. I don't, haven't, researched anything. Why do you think they did Black Wall Street, y'all? Because they said, help me, and the United States said no. They said, help me, and the United States said no. They said, help me, and the United States said no. So what they do? They create Black Wall Street. Where? Why? So they can have their own and do their own, you understand what I'm saying? Their own living, take care of themselves, have the money in there, you know what I'm saying? Not interfering. And what happened? They came in and destroyed them because they said, look here, Negroes, we want y'all to depend on us. We don't want you standing on your own 2 feet. Pretty much in that time, and I'm pretty sure a lot of, the people that are in the White House right now, that you can't mess with or you can't vote out, they were there then. You understand what I'm saying? The ones that need oxygen, they can't really walk or, stuff like that, and old as dirt, they were there, and so they know about it. I want you to understand something. I was talking to my wife and my daughter, and I said the only ones that won't have a problem with us taking care of ourselves and, starting our own stuff so we can do what we do will be the Republicans, the people that I hate the most. They are the ones that will not have a problem with what y'all have heard me talk about, getting so many people in your community to put the money together so we can live like Diddy. See, the Democrats will have a problem with that, but the Republicans won't, because the Republicans only want your taxes. That's all they want from you. They don't want to give you anything. So whatever you want to do, as long as you leaving them alone. So I'm just putting that out there. But I'm not talking about starting Black Wall Street to do any. I'm talking about us taking care of ourselves. Stop asking these people to do right by us. Stop expecting. That's why we're on our seat right now with these 2 cases, Rittenhouse and Arbery. Because we are expecting. I'm not looking at that unless it comes on the news as I'm looking at the news. I will not pay special interest at all on these 2 cases. Why? Because by quota, Chauvin is the only one we're going to get. That's it. I know I've been watching, the government for so long, and I'm talking about the law that they are just like, we are not going to take everybody down. You're only going to get a few, and that's what it's been, right? If I'm lying, please prove me wrong. No matter what's right, what's wrong, it's always the case that they are only going to prosecute a few, and the majority is going to get off. Okay? So now check this out. This is I'm going to end here, and I need y'all to understand that. I think a lot of times I'm asked, or not asked, but Dwight, what's your problem with the church? Dwight, what's your problem? What's going on? Why is it that you feel, or you're here, you're hurt, just because you're hurt, you shouldn't be saying what you're saying, or things like that, about the building, and, I always call it, what I call it, I forgot I haven't called it a bad name in so long, but I just call it the building, because it has nothing to do with God, which I know a lot of you believe, and I just want to touch on this one thing, y'all, and I always do these small. I always ask, any pastor that has a problem with what I'm saying, please sit down and talk with me. We can talk on this podcast, or we can talk on your radio show, but it really doesn't matter. Because, see, I've told you, I've been there so long, you can't come at me with, I had to go through it to understand where I am now. And I feel so bad for my people that still do, because they have not the slightest, because they, first of all, they won't do their history and check all this information out. My main thing with the building is this, y'all. It's the authority that we give them to be over us and control so much of how we think, what we believe, their position, on what's going on. I don't like the how the church doesn't allow. The only thing they do is pray. They don't really, do anything. To be honest with you, they don't, try to make moves. They don't, you know what I'm saying? If anybody's going to talk about money in the community, it's the churches, big and small. Do you know how much they bring in? How much of your money you putting in for the big picture? I'm not talking about small and little and individual. The big picture as far as government. Please do your research, y'all. There's questions that you are not asking. There's attention that you're not paying, especially with the inconsistency of the Bible. And then at the same time, what you're seeing in leadership in the church. What you're seeing in with the inconsistencies. You understand what I'm saying? The flaws from the leader, but when the leader is flawed, that's okay, but you're supposed to be excellent. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And I just, pray that everything works out for you this week. Okay? I pray that everything you're going through, works out and that, you come on some love. You understand what I'm saying? That everybody gets this opportunity to experience love. God bless y'all.
Nowhere to go at the end of the road, but I know you can save me. Made some mistakes and I am to blame, but I know So here I am. So here I am. Crying out, Lord, won't you save me? Save me this time. I know you can. So here I am. Change, fill me with your power, Lord. No, I won't let go till you change me and fill me, Lord. Need you to change me, fill me with your till you fill me with power, Lord. Yeah, 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 yeah. I need you to fill me with your power, Lord. I won't let go until you change me, and fill me with your power, Lord, I refuse